I have 4 tips and no picks this week. I felt like maybe the tips were
That's a pick.
enough.
Not a pick. It's a pick. It's not a pick.
Some of these can be a little hard to describe, but if you download Visual Studio 2017 this first week, it just became available yesterday. But if you download it within the first week, in fact, all you have to do is trigger the download. You don't even have to download it. You will get 2 free months of Xamarin University, which is the Xamarin e-learning, certification courses and all that stuff. They'll teach you programming. They'll teach you Xamarin specifically.
That's great.
You can access a bunch of the content for 2 months for free. It's not the entire program, but you get the first 2. You get a bunch of like self-guided stuff, but also the first 2 courses, which can be live. And they actually do live live virtual events where you actually schedule it based on what your schedule is like. And then you can pick the courses that are happening live, and you can participate live and interact with the instructors and so forth. Normally, this thing costs $999 for a year. So this is worth about, I don't know how that works, $170, something like that. And if you want to learn this kind of Xamarin mobile development, I mean, obviously you should do this. So that's kind of a huge advantage. Also related to Visual Studio is Visual Studio and Channel 9 have teamed up together to put out a bunch of introductory videos to all of the new features in the product and all of the new things and technologies and stuff that are kind of swirling around it as well. I think there are over 54 videos or so. I think the last time I checked, it might go up because, again, this is a 2-day event that's still happening. But if you go to Channel 9 and search for the Visual Studio launch, you'll see they have a special page just for that new content, and that's awesome. Speaking of video training, Microsoft this week also released 6 free new video training courses for Microsoft Office. So they have just Intro to Office Basics, but they have courses on Office 365, Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook, and it's all free. And that's available in the Office Training Center. I think the easiest thing to do is search for Office Training Center, but it's basically support.office.com/Office Training Center. I think that's where you can find it, but it's on the Office website. And then finally, in keeping with the recent news that Microsoft is escalating its advertising inside of Windows 10 to include actual ads in File Explorer, which is inexcusable.
Yeah, I saw your tweets.
Yeah. I mean, you can turn it off. And actually, as it turns out, this functionality was added to Windows 10 previous to the Creators Update, so it's in there now. You might have seen this ad in Explorer, like the first time you set up Windows. There'll be think of it as an ad or a notification in File Explorer that says, "Hey, make sure you connect your OneDrive." Starting with the Creators Update, they're actually saying, "Hey, for $6.99 a month, you can get Office 365."
Terrible.
Yeah, once you see the $sign in there, it's kind of a bad sign. Anyway, I wrote an article about how to get rid of it, but basically what you do is you go into Folder Options, which is available from the File Explorer, go to the View tab, there's a list of advanced settings, and then the thing you're looking for is called Show Sync Provider Notifications. If you uncheck that, you won't see that advertising in File Explorer. Now, I have a note about
I'm glad
this
they named that clearly so it's easy to find.
Well, the thing is, so in Windows 10 today, Microsoft only makes one sync provider, right? Yeah, that sync provider is OneDrive. Microsoft, however, also partners with other companies. And I have to say, I'm a little bit curious, given the way they have, in fact, promoted other storage services, whether or not we may one day see in File Explorer ads for Box or ads for Dropbox. You could even imagine a situation where you are, in fact, already syncing OneDrive, and they say, hey, why don't you try Dropbox, be kind of a way to be, competitive friendly or whatever. I'm not saying they're going to do that. I'm just saying it's not hard to imagine. Anyway, you can turn it off. Hopefully,
is there any side effect to it? I mean, what else?
No, it just gets rid of that little.
Do?
It's just for the ad.
That's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Why do they name it so? They really don't want anybody to know about it.
I don't know. The other thing, just in the course of investigating this, I was actually semi-interested to discover that those options in that list have not changed at all between the Anniversary Update and the Creators Update. So the Shell team has added no new features to speak of. And I find that to be kind of interesting because I know that team is humongous. And I know they probably have to justify their existence in some way. And I'm kind of curious how they're doing it. Hopefully it isn't through sponsored ads in File Explorer. I hope it's a little more technical than that. But anywho, you can turn it off. So that's cool. Hopefully they don't turn off the ability to turn it off.
Wow.
But as of today, you can turn it off.
Wow.